There are two often overlooked exports that can make a huge difference in your React app's performance, and these are lazy and suspense. And these exports, lazy and suspense, are all about code splitting and basically loading only what you need and when you need it. And the best way to demonstrate this to you is with this simple demonstration here. So see, we have this component, welcome to my app, and I'm loading, say, potentially a heavy component. I click refresh, and as I'm refreshing, you'll see how it says loading component, and then flashes to the component actually showing up. So what this is doing right here, you can see we're using the lazy word. So lazy lets you dynamically import a component. So basically, instead of bundling everything into one giant JavaScript file, your app can load components on demand. So you can see here, what we're doing is just lazily importing this heavy component before displaying it right here. And if we do something along these lines, this could lead to, say, when we bundle up our React app for production or distribution, whatever, this is what it would kind of look like. If you're lazily importing something, you have your main and then a hash.js if you're hashing it with some kind of bundler like Webpack. So then you would have your home.hash.js. So it splits up to what's being loaded lazily. So this right here basically means that the heavy component file isn't being loaded until it's rendered. And this keeps your initial bundles smaller and faster. And these always go together. So you can also see we have suspense right here. And so essentially we need suspense because if you tried rendering a lazy component by itself, React wouldn't know what to show while it's being rendered. And this is where suspense comes in. So while this heavy component is being rendered, so it's being lazily imported, we have this fallback component, which just says loading component, which if I click over here, refresh the page, we'll quickly see it says loading component before showing the heavy component. And of course, just another demonstration, you can do this with more than one component. So say we're lazily importing two like this. We can see profile component loaded, dashboard component loaded. I'll refresh the page. And now let me get out my Chrome extension here. If we just refresh this and we search for the request, we can actually see dashboard.jsx is being loaded, profile.jsx is being loaded, so they're being loaded separately. And that comes from this right here, because we're lazily importing everything. And you can, of course, use this inside, say, a React router setup too. So say, for example, this won't be working because I just don't have these components actually set up. But if you configure this way, so you wrap your routes in a suspense with a fallback for just saying loading page, this will essentially make it so each route gets its own JavaScript chunk. So when you go to this path right here, just dash, it'll load this home.jsx. If you go to about, it'll load about.jsx. So React will basically fetch these chunks on demand, which of course will save the size of the bundle that's coming down the wire if you're as opposed to just loading everything at once. I want to thank you for liking and subscribing. Check out my software and course in the description, and take it easy.